Hey friends, welcome back to the channel and to the second episode of Actionable Knowledge, a new series where I convert non-fiction books into actionable steps for you to take and apply straight to your life. No fluff, no excessive book summaries, just actionable steps. A good quote by Dale Carnegie: knowledge isn't power until it is applied. In this video, I will share with you one key takeaway message and 5 actionable steps from the book Range: Why Generalists Triumph in a Specialized World. One note that I would like to point out here is that these actionable videos are not supposed to substitute for reading books, but more so for serving two purposes: actions for you to take after reading a book, and secondly, it provides you with a better indication of whether you should read a particular book or not. If you like these actionable steps, I will also share where you can find more actions towards the end of this video, and I will also include links in the description below. I hope you find this video useful. Let's get to it. If you're new here, my name is Ryan. I'm a PhD student based in London, and on this channel, I mainly share my personal development journey as a student entrepreneur, covering my PhD research in AI, my entrepreneurship journey, as well as different live design topics. If you're a student, entrepreneur, or first generation student, or all of the above, consider subscribing. People with range are people who love to explore different experiences and perspectives while they continue to progress. The challenge with that is that in today's world, we tend to heavily incentivize hyper-specialization, which forces us to abandon the pursuit of breadth and diverse set of knowledge and experience. The overall takeaway message from the book is don't feel behind, because you probably don't know where you're going yet, so you might not actually be behind. Also, stop comparing with other people around you and start comparing yourself to where you used to be. As they commonly said, measure the gain, not the gap. Take your time, learn, and adjust your life accordingly. Abandon your goals and change direction if needed. Experience is never wasted. Also, one point that I want to make very clear is that there is nothing wrong with specialization. The book is simply saying that it's best to optimize your match quality first before reaching out for specialization. Let's now jump into the 5 actionable steps from the book. Action number 1. For your existing projects, ask yourself, is your project in a kind or wicked environment? In the book, the author distinguished between 2 types of environment: the kind environment and the wicked environment. In the kind environment, rules are fixed and well-known, and patterns are usually repeated over and over again. An example of a kind environment is chess. In chess, you have different openings, repeated endgames, and even chess puzzles for you to practice. If you're in this kind environment, deliberate practice would achieve early specialization, and you will be able to make progress because past experience helps tremendously with future performance. If you're in a wicked environment, however, rules are usually ambiguous and incomplete. Stock market is a great example of this. Patterns might not repeat themselves, and feedbacks are often delayed. You can come up with a good investment strategy, but the feedbacks of your strategy, aka the stock market movement, might be delayed. If you approach a wicked environment like the stock markets with deliberate practice and past experience, as you can imagine, things can go very badly. Overall, choose your strategy wisely depending on the nature of your project. Action number 2. Incorporate the how to learn cheat sheet into your learning system. There is a quote in the book that goes as follows: the most successful problem solvers spend most of their mental energy figuring out the type of problem that they are facing first, before assigning a strategy to it. In order for us to get better at identifying the type of problem that we are facing, we need to be able to develop a durable and flexible knowledge. Durable in the sense of being able to remember what we have learned, and flexible in the sense of being able to recall and apply that knowledge to different domains. Here are the 4 components of the how to learn cheat sheet. The first is the active recall. The more often you test and recall information, the better the information sticks. Try to convert your notes into questions that you can ask yourself. The second is spaced repetition, making the recall harder by spacing out your active recall sessions. The third is making connections. Connect what you have learned to a broader concept. What's the macro picture here? How does this concept relate it to others? And the last one is interleaving. The idea behind this is to practice recalling questions from different topics, rather than the standard block practice of just recalling questions from the same topics. Active recall and spaced repetition helps with building durable knowledge, whereas making connections and interleaving helps with building flexible knowledge. Action number 3, expose yourself to activities that are outside of your specialism to expand your breadth of knowledge. The world is a wicked environment where rules are ambiguous and incomplete. Doing more of the same thing simply increases your ability to adapt to past situations. But as we all know, future situations are more likely to diverge from the past. In order to better adapt to unfamiliar situations, you need to have a very high creativity to apply your knowledge to a set of different domains and situations. Essentially, you will need to have a very flexible knowledge. The more context you have, your breadth of information and experience, the more robust your mental models are, the better you are at applying your knowledge to a set of different situations and domains. Humans' greatest strength is our ability to connect broad ideas together, not narrow specialization. Successful adapters are great at applying knowledge from one domain to another. Action number 4. Evaluate 1 to 3 of your main commitments in terms of match quality. Match quality measures how well your work and life fits with who you are as an individual, aka your abilities and your proclivities. Instead of striving for early specialization, your strategy should be to A. Find a goal that has a high match quality, and then B. Persevere through it. If you explore around to optimize your match quality, you're more likely to find the type of work that you enjoy doing and that fits you the best. Most people develop grit and specialization without first optimizing for this match quality. In the book, the author essentially argues that we should all aim to optimize our match quality first. And so I strongly encourage you to evaluate 1 to 3 of your current main commitments in terms of match quality. Do they fit your natural abilities? Do you love doing them? Etc. etc. The benefits of increased match quality far outweighs the loss in skills. And so if you're ever pondering whether you should be switching careers, switching is almost always the better options. Of course, when you've decided to switch, you will definitely lose your previously trained skills. But more often than not, you tend to experience an accelerated growth rate after you switch. And you're also now in a better position to evaluate future projects in terms of match quality. Action number 5. Now this is my favorite action out of all of them. For every single committed project, list out any conditions that might cause you to quit or pivot. We all know about grit. Grit is passion and perseverance. Having grit is a very strong competitive advantage when it comes to pursuing long-term plans. But what if you're pursuing the wrong plan? What if you're pursuing a plan that has a very low match quality? In that case, knowing when to quit or pivot is a bigger strategic advantage. Don't let your strong grit stop you from optimizing your match quality. The tricky part here is to accurately identify why you're switching. Is it because of a lack of perseverance? Or is it because you have identified a higher match quality elsewhere? In order for you to get better at recognizing why you're switching, the best way is to do many different projects. Again, expose yourself to a set of diverse experience and knowledge. For those of you who have extremely strong grit, I feel like this action will be very beneficial to you. By listing out the conditions for when you should quit or pivot from a single project, you are giving yourself permission to evaluate the project strategically before really committing to it, before really going through that grit process that you're very good at. For example, let's say that you've committed to the project for 3 months now. On the 3 months mark, you decided to evaluate the project. If X happens, you will continue the project. If Y happens, you will decide to pivot or quit the project. What this does is that it still allows you to exercise your grit by persevering through the first 3 months. But at the same time, it also allows you to optimize your match quality by evaluating whether the project best suits you or not. And that's it for today's video. If you like these actionable steps, please check out the Xeraton platform that my friends and I have been working very hard on. On the platform, you will find over 150 plus actions from many different bestsellers books. You can find a link to the Xeraton platform in the description below. In the meantime, feel free to check out other videos on my channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys around next time.